Hey guys, Tammy Anderson Ward here from the Energy Healing Conference, and I'm excited today because I get to introduce one of our speakers and do a spotlight on her, and I would like to introduce her. So, this is Jessica Pearson Davidson from Dear Divine Guides and Hill and Tat Financing. So, her class is called Pain into Purpose, and we're going to talk a little bit about that as we are doing the spotlight with her today. Let me tell you a little bit about who she is. She is an entrepreneur, she's a healer, a speaker, and a founder passionate about accessible healing. After rebuilding her life through resilience, spirituality, and entrepreneurship, she created these platforms that help others access healing, empowerment, and personal growth. Jessica is the founder of Heal and Tat Financing and also Dear Divine Guides. She's also the creator of Gaia's Guide to Becoming Self-Aware and even hosts her own radio show. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring on Jessica Davidson. All right. How are you?
Hi, I'm so great. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I am so excited to have you here as well. Now, we've talked a little bit in your bio about who you are and what you're doing, but tell us a little bit more about that. How did you get into your line of work that you're doing now?
Well, it mainly, like most things, started with a problem. It started with pain. It started with not knowing my path and my purpose and just being really lost and just trying to find any solution that would essentially get me out of the darkness. And so I found tarot really early on, about 8 years ago, and
Mhm.
got really good at intuitively reading the cards. And then I found Reiki,
Mhm.
and I over a course of 3 years I became a Reiki master,
Mm.
and even learned pranic healing, which is a pretty
Nice.
rare modality. And but then I started realizing, like, how because I found another problem. I was like, yes, I've transmuted this pain, yes, I've done it, but how do I help more people, and how do I make, like, how do I get accessible healing? Because I was still looking for healing for myself. And the biggest problem I found was I wanted something, but I couldn't afford it. And it was like, I'm ready, I'm sold, but I can't afford this program that I need. And around that time, I had met Scott Johnson, who is the owner of Woji.
Mm.
And it was a financing platform to help business owners say yes to more clients and get monthly payments and make it a win-win-win for everyone. So essentially, it took me 6 years of working for nothing. I did a lot of work for him for sweat equity, and eventually earned my own license
Mhm.
to it's a white label. And so I was able to turn his financing platform into
Mhm.
something that helps healers and tattoo artists and coaches and all that stuff. Like, I wanted those things that helped me to be accessible to everyone and not just myself. So
Yeah.
it wasn't about building income for me.
Yeah. No, that's amazing that you saw the need for yourself, but then you were able to then take it and you can help other people. So what does that look like? Who are your like ideal people to work with? Is it the people who are the business owners who are wanting to be able to reach more attendees, more clients, more people in their workshops, their classes, their treatment rooms, things like that? Is that who you're looking to help support right now?
So that is a big part of it. Like, the main goal is to get all these businesses on these platforms so that people like me could access it through their payment plans.
Mhm.
But it's really for both people. It's for the client and for the business, because it's a win-win. So it makes it so that the business owner gets the income that they need to keep running, and they get monthly passive income for work that they've already done,
Mhm.
and they get a down payment for the things that are like expenses that they can't
Yeah.
just front, so they're completely covered. And then the client gets to pay monthly affordable um, payments that are within their wheelhouse, so that they're not breaking the bank to get the healing that they need. So it's really a two-pronged thing. Like, we want customers on the platform too. We want you to go and market to the people that you want business for, that you want to give your business to. But really, yes, it's the business owners that we're trying to target, because the more business owners that are on the platform, the more people that they can help, and then the more reach we have.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I love that. Well, I know you've prepared something that you want to share a little bit more about what you're doing, so I'll let you go ahead and share that now as well.
Yeah, so um people always wonder, like, you're a sound healer, you're a Reiki master, you're a musician, you're this and that, like, what do you do, and so what I've spent the last couple, like, 6 years building, is that it's centered around the same thing. It's centered around the making healing accessible. And that's what Dear Divine Guides is too. They're both around that same purpose. I want healing to be more accessible, because I really believe it works and I believe it helps. And for the last 2 years, I've watched my mom struggle with a traumatic brain injury and just get denied access and just get denied the help, and just all this run around getting denied workman's comp so no one will pay. And it's just this whole disaster. And it's just amazing that I have this platform that, if used right, people would be able to help my mom, like, it would be a win-win. They wouldn't be saying no because, like, when a client says yes but the business has to say no because they don't have money, it's a terrible feeling. Neither one wins. And my mom actually fainted repeatedly this weekend and was taken to the ER in an ambulance. And I genuinely thought, like, this is the end. This is the last I'm going to see her. And I was like, I wish I could have done more. And I wish more people would help. And, it was just like, it was just so hard to witness that
I've met
there
your
were things.
mom,
Yeah,
so yeah,
yeah,
that's
my mom's
like
amazing. And so she's gone through so much, and to not be able to access the help she needs, and that, like, people are turning her away because she doesn't have money. And it's
mhm,
like, workman's comp is gonna pay, like, they have to pay. She was injured at work. It's just a matter of when and how much, and
mhm,
then no one will take it on a lien because they're saying it's a pre-existing condition. But
mhm.
it's just a bunch of stress. And you know i I want more businesses on this platform, because I want more healing opportunities for my mother, and more healing opportunities for myself, and more healing opportunities for everyone else. There is a lot of people struggling with things that they need help with, and they know what they need. They know what would help, but they can't access it because of the money. And money should never be the reason why. And
Yeah.
with Dear Divine Guides, I created programs and like healing materials that made it that is healing, like music and different things, so that you can do those things without having to pay or donating. You can donate to, if you feel called. It's not about the money. It's about getting healing out there.
Yeah. Well, and I have to say, from my personal experience, I had a TBI when I was only about 20 years old. and I had 2 little babies at home, and I remember the stress at that time. We actually did have a car repossessed because
Oh,
I
wow.
couldn't make those payments. It's not something that a lot of people, like, talk about openly, the hard things that they went through, so I admire your courage in being willing to share, "This is what has happened, and this is as a result what I'm doing to make a difference." It actually kind of parallels my story in a
Mhm.
in a bit of a way because not just the TBI, like your mom had, but also because one of the reasons why I started the energy healing conferences in the first place and the way that the business model is set up is so that anyone, no matter their socioeconomic status, could come to the conference. We don't turn people away because they can't pay for the ticket. And what's interesting is that we've had many people come to the conferences as attendees who said they couldn't pay for the ticket. And then what's amazing to me is that the gracious and very, very empathic people who are there, who are so caring, have worked out ways and continue to work out ways like you, right? For people to be able to get the help that they need. And I just compliment you so much on that.
Thank you.
And also not just the courage, but also the hopefulness. Like that's such a big deal to be able to continue to help people. Tell us a little bit now about not just the Dear Divine Guides, but tell us a little bit about how you came up with the name for this one, Heal and Tap Financing. It's very unique.
Yeah. So um, I realized that there were two industries that had really helped me: healing and tattoos. I have over 10 tattoos, like I'm covered in them. Yep, tattoos. I mean, you see those posts on Facebook where it's like
The
I
ink
I
therapy.
need a vacation and a tattoo, or like whatever. It's like for your mental health.
Yeah.
Tattoos really are for your mental health. And when you're just in that manic phase, you need a tattoo, and it just centers everything. So those are the two main things that really helped me, was healing and tattoos. And I was like, heal and tat, you know? So
I
so
love
those are the two businesses that I help. But it's a wide variety. It's coaches, it's programs, it's chiropractors, it's any kind of holistic wellness. But I include the tattoos in there because most people don't think of tattoos as healing. But for me, that's like, most of my tattoos have these stories that, like, after, like, my
Yeah.
tattoo right here, I got a broken clock because I was worried I was, like, my internal clock was broken, and all that. And after I got that tattoo, I got pregnant. And so it's just like the manifesting and like the things that tattoos do. I think it's really powerful, and I think more people should associate it with healing. But Dear Divine Guides came through because that's how I write to my guides when I do channeled writing or whatever.
Mhm.
I'll write at the top of the page, Dear Divine Guides. And so then I started like this forum where it was going to be like a Dear Abby forum, where it was like Dear Divine Guides. And
Mhm.
it didn't land very well, but I kept the name because I really liked it. And every time I call on my guides, I go, Dear Divine Guides. And
I
so,
think that's awesome. I know
yeah.
quite a few people who would really resonate with that.
Yeah.
And I do have to share like my own personal experience with tattoos. Like I always wanted one, and it wasn't until my daughter did she drove me there, she made the appointment, she got me a babysitter, like all the things. There was nothing standing in my way. And what happened was she's like, okay, you have to choose one now. Which one's going to be your first one? And it's kind of funny, but I just chose a simple heart just to remind me that I'm worthy of love. And then when I went back for the touch up, the tattoo artist, she actually ended up putting these little symbols around it
Mhm.
that represent the universe.
Oh, I love
And
that.
she said, now your heart is supported by the universe. And it was
Oh.
so touching. It was like, actually really deeply healing because one of my like soul lessons, or some people call it a wound, but I call it a
Mhm.
lesson, is for me to really know that I'm worthy of love.
I love that.
And so how cool is it? Like so I actually really 100% agree with you. Tattoos can
Yeah.
be deeply healing. And in fact, this one over here, is that I got this at an energy healing conference, actually. We have
What?
tattoo artists here
That's so
at the
cool.
conference now, but this one has a 444 in it.
Oh,
And that one to me represents it's okay for me to trust myself. In fact, the universe is encouraging me to trust my inner guidance system. And that was deeply healing for me. So here's a couple of stories to back
yeah.
up what you're saying right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Exactly. I think a lot of people have those stories about like how their tattoo, the meanings behind their tattoos and what they like, the lesson they learned from it. Because I feel like people get tattoos when they've overcome something, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Or they need help overcoming
or
something.
they need help. Yeah, exactly. And it's the tattoo that helps you get through it. The acupuncture. It's acupuncture, guys.
Kind of in a weird
In a way,
roundabout way, because you're
Yeah.
literally giving yourself this permanent reminder that you're
Yeah.
gonna see or someone else is going to see all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Well, I wanna say thank you so much for joining us at the conference. Is there any last, like, closing thoughts or comments that you have today?
Yeah, definitely come see me at my booth. It'll say Dear Divine Guides and Heal and Tat and all that. But I'm going to be having tarot readings, mini tarot readings that you can get for a really cheap price. And I'm going to be doing Reiki, and I will have journals,
Mhm.
handmade journals by my little sister Liz. She put a lot of time into them,
Oh,
and just lots of little items that you can pay what you can. And it's not about making money for me. It's about helping people. So I'd love to see you there, and I'd love to get to chat with you and
mhm.
know all about your business. And yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And you can be found on your socials, your websites that we've shared here, deardivineguides.com, as well as the Heal and Tat financing. If they have any questions, they can reach out to you there. And this one right here, this is your Instagram. Is that right?
Yeah, it's Instagram and Facebook and
Okay.
even YouTube. But
Awesome. I love it. Well, if anyone's watching right now and you're curious about the conference, you have an open mind, you'd like to attend, if you'd like a free ticket, all you need to do is just text us at 435-339-0442. That's June 19th and 20th at the upcoming Energy Healing Conference in Layton, Utah. It's the world's largest energy healing conference. This is our biggest event every year. We can't wait to see you there. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for your
bye,
time today,
guys.
Jessica. See ya.